Hello, good afternoon. Joining pa si Impiales. Let's wait for the others muna, ha? Madungog mo ko, no? Madungog ko ninyo, right? Madungog ko ninyo? Okay. So, kinsa man yung si dot lang. Si period lang. Dungog, gali ka din. YouTube good ni. Sige, pili. Okay, so for those of you na wala pa nakabalo, we are going to talk about the criminological research. No, sa malit lang to. No, this is a very short discussion lang, just a refresher lang sa inyong thesis. So, what is the purpose of research? Diba? And ano yung connection niya at ano yung kabuluhan niya with our course. So, the criminology. So, yes, nagagawas pa din siya sa exam. Lumalabas din to sa exam. And, yung sa amin, ano lang to? Mga 5 items lang. Super dali lang. Mura lang siya, pambira lang sa inyo hang points. Because I am not sure if nagbago ba ang scoring system sa pag-check sa board exam. But sa amo sa una is you have to get a 2 correct answer in order for you to earn a point. Hinana na siya. So imagine that 100 items for each subject area, tapos you have to earn 2 correct answers in order for you nga maka-earn ka point. Diba? So, inana siya ka crucial. So, kindly inform the others, be, na mag-join na because this is just a very short discussion. Nana, saan ang oras na ba? Saan ang oras? Okay, 5:29. So we can start now. Okay, okay na ba? Let's start na. Mag-start na ta. Austral and Piales. Okay lang? So, good afternoon, everyone. We are going to talk about the criminological research. So, again, I am Sherry Lorraine Corsiga-Sanayan, your lecturer for this evening. Okay. So, first, let's talk about the major reasons why we should conduct criminological research. Okay, so what are the major reasons for conducting criminological research? So ano ba yung mga rason kung bakit kailangan nating mga estudyante, ng mga criminology students to conduct a research? Diba? Regardless of thesis ba yan or term paper ba yan, any research paper, diba? As long as it is a research. So, according to Dean K. Champion, these are the four major reasons why we should conduct criminological research. So, first, acquiring knowledge for the sake of knowledge. Diba? So, you need to acquire knowledge in order for you to gain knowledge. And for the sake of knowledge, for the sake na sa kaalaman. Diba? We should research. We should not stop for kung ano lang yung alam natin ngayon. But in order for us to grow, in order for us to move on, to move forward, to take another step para mag-progress, we need to learn, 'di ba? So, sabi nga nila, life is an unending school, 'di ba? There's no reason for you to stop learning, 'di ba? Regardless of in what aspects of life ka gusto matuto, 'di ba? Second is determining answer to practical question. When you say questions, practical questions, the questions that you throw upon doing your research. Para saan ba to? Para kanino ba to? Anong purpose ba ng research na to? Bakit ito ang napili kong title? Bakit ito ang napili kong study? Diba? And what is the value of my study? What is the value of my research? Adding to the growing body of knowledge in the profession. Right? So, hindi lang siya para sa just for the sake lang na compliance in order for you to graduate, because this is one of the major requirements in order for you to graduate college, right? So, aside from that, no, tinuturuan din kayo in order for you to know how to properly and scientifically and systematically do research, right? So, in order for you to understand research, first you must know what are the basic steps, what are the necessary steps na kailangan yung gawin. Diba? When you say steps, that is the procedures. Diba? Hindi ka pwedeng mag-jump to chapter 4 na hindi ka pa nga nagkaka-chapter 1. Diba? So, acquiring useful knowledge and skills to transmit this information to others and to direct their investigation. By acquiring useful knowledge and skills to transmit this information to others and to direct their investigation. So, regardless if hindi pa yan criminal case, regardless of hindi pa yan kaso, diba? As long as this is your study, you have to conduct an investigation. Just like for you, di ba? Katong naghimo mo thesis ninyo, you conduct survey, you conduct interviews with your respondents, no? Aside from that, you search for related literatures to support your study. No? So what you are doing is an investigation. You are investigating. You are acquiring knowledge in order for you to gain knowledge regarding sa inyong study, sa inyong topic, sa inyong problem. Right? So that is according to Dean K. Champion. So let's go to definition of research. Okay, so what are the definition of research? So um, we have many definition of research according to different people, but different persons in or authors, di ba? So first, according to Good, on page 464, careful, critical, discipline, inquiry, varying in technique and method according to the nature and conditions of the problem identified, directed toward the clarification or resolution or both of the problem. That is according to Good. But it is a careful and critical discipline inquiry. Why critical discipline inquiry? Because you have to discipline yourself in order for you to stay focused on your research, to stay focused on your goal, to stay focused on your steps in your process, in your procedure, in order for you to get a quality and relative result sa research niyo. Hindi pwede na um, pag, pag mag-search kayo ng um, related literatures to support your study, no, as long as merong word dun na same word sa title ninyo, yun na yun. No, you have to read each one of them. Diba? The process of gathering data or information to solve a particular problem in a scientific manner. This is according to Manuel and Medel, page 5. So, it is a process of gathering data and information. Yes, of course, because by conducting interviews, survey, and what not, no, you are gathering data. You are gathering information. No, from the mere moment na nag-create na ka og title nimo. 'Di ba? So hindi naman pwede na pag-create mo ng title wala kang idea kahit konti man lang with your title. Then how come you come up to that such title? 'Di ba? So napili mo yung title na yun, nabuo mo yung title na yun because you see a problem with it. 'Di ba? Just like for example, English language efficiency of the criminology students. So, English language efficiency of the criminology students in, I don't know, in your school, diba? So, you chose that or you created that title because you see a problem. Diba? May nakita kayong problema. Ano yung problema? Na medyo mahina when it comes to English skills yung criminology students or yung criminology department. Pero kung papa-explain niyo siya in a vernacular or in Visaya or in Tagalog, diba? May punto naman yung mga explanation nila. It is just that they find it hard to express their ideas, diba? And to impart their knowledge to the class using English language. So that is the problem. So yun yung i-research niyo. What is the problem? Anong root cause? And what is the ano yung mga potential solutions to this problem? Diba? Ganyan yun. Actually, that is my that is my title of my thesis. Okay? So, number 3, systematic study and investigation of something for the purpose of answering question posed by the researcher. That is according to panel. Systematic study. Meron na naman systematic. Kanina, critical discipline inquiry. Tapos, scientific manners. Ngayon, sa systematic study. Why? Because you have a series of steps in order for you to reach your goal. What is your goal? To prove that your study has a point, has a value, may substance, 'di ba? Kaya nga meron tayong hypothesis, 'di ba? You are familiar with that? 'Di ba? Doon sa libro ninyo, doon sa research niyo may nakalagay hypothesis. And kung napapansin niyo yung hypothesis niyo is taliwas sa gusto ninyong result sa inyong study. 'Di ba? When you, it is the opposite result of what you wanted for your study to come out. 'Di ba? So for example, yung gusto mong um, ang gusto mong mangyari sa study mo is para malaman mo kung effective ba tong naisip mong solution in order for you to address the problem, which is the criminology students nahihirapan na mag-speak ng English. So you have, so based sa research mo, so you have these mga potential solutions, and you've tried each one of them, no, by conducting interviews or by conducting a survey or by taking um, your respondents questionnaires, by letting them answer the questionnaires that you've made. Ba parang survey na rin 'yun, ba? So, yung gusto mong mangyari is para makita mo kung saan yung pinaka problema, 'di ba? Tapos yung pag malaman mo na yung pinaka problema, that is the time that you will know what is the solution of that problem, 'di ba? So yun yung gusto mong mangyari, right? To determine the problem and to determine also the solution, but it has a process. However, sa hypothesis naman is taliwas nga sa result na gusto mong mangyari. So, sa hypothesis nyo, kung napapansin niyo, basahin niyo ulit, no? Kung may mga copies kayo diyan sa thesis ninyo, may nakalagay nun na there's no significance, no? There's no significance in with the study, no? Sabihin natin ganyan, di ba? So meaning wala daw significance yung study nyo, so no value daw, there's no connection, walang result. So do you understand, no? Nagigets niyo? So yun yung hypothesis, no? That is yung hypothesis na yun, that is your motivation to prove that yung hypothesis na niligay ninyo doon is mali, di ba? And the last definition of research is, research in its broadest sense is an attempt to gain solutions to problems. That is correct. You give solutions to the problems. How? By identifying your problem. What is the root cause of your problem? Who is your problem? Sino yung respondents nyo? Diba? More precisely, it is the collection of data in a rigorous, controlled situation for the purpose of prediction or explanation. That is according to Trees and Trees, page 3. Diba? So, ano yung for the purpose of prediction or explanation? Of course, yung research mo is ipipresent mo yan sa panel. No? This panel are the series of people who has the expertise, who has a great knowledge with regards to research. Alam nila yung bawat sulok ng research na yun, na upon reading the title of your research, nakikita na nila kung saan patungo tong research na to. Ano yung problema ng research na to. Right? So, kaya nga, ang bilis na lang nilang mag-check eh. Kasi, they're expert, di ba? They're expert in that field. So, in order for you to support your research, para hindi naman ito mabasura, kasi sayang yung nagastos mo, yung expenses mo, because research is a very expensive work or project or a requirement, di ba? So, yung effort mo pa, yung time mo pa, di ba? Basin na pa yung mga friends niya nga nag-friendship over na because of this research, because of thesis, di ba? So, para hindi masayang yun, you have to defend your study, no? Not just the title of your study. Diba? You have two defense, diba? Title defense and the final defense. When you say title defense, ito yung dedepensahan mo yung title na binuo mo before you conduct your study. No? You explain to the panel why you decided to choose this title because may nakita kang problema. Right? Now, upon reaching chapter 4, no, upon accomplishing or finishing your research, you have to explain again. Yun yung final defense nyo. You will have to explain and present your research to the panel in order for you na madepensahan mo yung research niyo, yung study niyo para naman hindi lang makapasa, but of course, malinawan naman yung panel ninyo kung ano yung nakita ninyo, bakit ito yung nakuha ninyong title, bakit ito yung nakuha ninyong or napili ninyong research. So that is why. So aside from that, there are a lot of skills that you've gained and a lot of talents or even things that you didn't know that you will or that you were discovered or that you discovered during the conduct of your research. No? Marag feeling nimo wala man ko'y pasensya sa una pero karon pasensyoso naman kay ko tungod aning research, di ba? Ang uban manggawas ang tinuod nga batasan tungod aning research kay pahurutay gid pasensya samot nag pausab-usabon mo og um, pausab-usabon mo og buhat sa inyong advisor or sa inyong panel. Di ba? Pinakasakit ana is nana mo sa chapter 4 tapos pabalikon pa mo usab sa chapter 1. Yung pinakasakit sa tanan. Right? So let's move on to why is research important to humankind? So this is a general question, not just hindi lang ito para sa criminology department, di ba? This is a general question. So, why is research important to humankind? So, research may be defined as a purposive, systematic, and scientific process of gathering, analyzing, classifying, organizing, presenting, and interpreting data for the solution of a problem, for prediction, for invention, for the discovery of truth, or for the expansion or verification of existing knowledge, all for the preservation and improvement of the quality of human life. So, in a general thought, in a general sense, this is the purpose of research. Diba? It is purposive because you have a purpose. What is your purpose? To prove that this problem has solutions, right? It is systematic and scientific because you have a step-by-step process in order for you to gather the data. Once you gather the data, you analyze the data, you classify the data based on demographic profile, based on the result, right? For the prediction, no, you predict what is the result of your study. Dito pumapasok si hypothesis, ba? For invention, you invent things, you think new things, new ways in order for you to get the result that you want. For the discovery of truth, what is the truth? May point ba tong research namin na to? May point ba tong pag-conduct namin ng surveys or respondents namin? Tama ba yung respondents namin? Tama ba yung tinarget naming respondents? Or for the expansion or verification of existing knowledge. So, meron naman kasi mga title na may nakauna na. No? Na may nakatapos na ng research na yon. It is just that inallow lang ng panel na gawin nyo ulit yung title na to, yung research na to verify and to support the previous or the first research. Yun. And all the preservation and improvement of the quality of human life. Diba? For the preservation, to preserve the knowledge that you've gathered. Now, once that na-preserve na to, magagamit ninyo to for future purposes. Diba? So, we are not just talking about criminological research. We are talking about any kind of research. Investigative research, term paper, what kind of research is that? Diba? Kahit ano. Mag-conduct ka na intelligence operation, that is also research. You are searching for data, information. Diba? It has a process. So, ito yung importansya ng research. So, what are the purposes and goals of research? So, first, discover new facts. So, um, that is the first um, purpose, no? Discover new facts. To discover new facts about known phenomena. What is the known phenomena? Ano yung alam mo ng pangyayari? For example, yung binigay kong example na title sa inyo. Diba? Yung English Language Proficiency of Criminology students. So, that is the known phenomena na medyo mahina tayo when it comes to English speaking or speaking in English, di ba? Because English language is considered as a universal language, no? Dili naman siya mandatory, dili siya compulsory, pero kinahanglan nimo siya tun-an kahit paano because in any fields and aspects of life, regardless of your profession, no, bisan pa siguro og janitor ka, or hantod sa presidente ka, bisan pang tendera ka, maka-encounter gihapon ka og mga tao that you need to speak in English. Diba? So, in order for you to harness that skill, no, practice it. Diba? Dili man sad ta ingon nga mangansyaw, di ba? Kay murag kita ra may strict kaayo when it comes to English language rules, di ba? Kung paminawon nimo ang other races or ang other people outside of the Philippines katong mga foreigners, kung paminawon nimo ilang sinultian, wrong grammar man gihapon sila. Pero wala sila pakialam as long as magkisanabot mo, di ba? To find answers to problems which are only partially solved by existing methods and information. Find answers to the problems. What is your problem? No? Yung title mo mismo yung problem. Nandun na mismo sa title mo yung problema. Kaya nga hahanapan natin ng solution. So, bakit nilagay ba yung problem sa title? That is in order for the readers, not just the panel, but for whoever na gustong bumasa sa study mo, at least alam niya kung ano yung binabasa niya. Now, what this book is all about. What this study is all about. What kind of research is this? Diba? Yun. Improve existing techniques and develop new instruments or products. Discover previously unrecognized substances or elements. Discover pathways of action of known substances and elements. To order related, valid generalizations into systematized science. Prove basis for decision making in business, industry, education, government, and in other undertakings. Satisfy the researcher's curiosity. Diba? Kaya iba yung satisfaction na nafe-feel mo kapag yung goal mo at ang result ng study mo is nagtugma. Murag ba kayong ka, tama, gid ko nagkamali. Diba? Makaingon ka ginana ba? Nalahi na kay ang satisfaction level nimo. So, it makes you feel na all of your efforts are worth it. All of the money na napadulong sa research nga gikuris-kurisan lang ni ma'am og sir og gipausab mi og buhat, worth it, right? May na naman na. Find answers to queries by means of scientific methods. Expand or verify existing knowledge to acquire a better and deeper understanding about one phenomenon that can be known and understood better by research. And improve educational practices for raising the quality of school products. What are the school products? We are the products of our school. Diba? So whatever career that we chose to take, no, somehow, no, na mag-reflect gihapon na siya sa ato ang eskwelahan nga gigraduatean, no? Murag dala-dala gihapon na nihimo ba? Why? Because upon applying for a job, di ba, you need to present your credentials. And one of the credentials is your TOR and your diploma. Na dito dako kayong pangalan sa imong eskwelahan. Diba? And kasagaran sa mga companies nowadays, diba, nagabase sila sa what kind of school or where ka ni graduate ni eskwelahan. Asa ka ni graduate ni eskwelahan. Diba? Kaya na sila perception ba nga. Pag diri ka nga eskwelahan ni graduate, ay, howd ni. Kaya ang eskwelahan gani, howd. So therefore, diba, na-howd ang eskwelahan because of their products. Diba? Aside from kita ang products sa ato ang eskwelahan, also our research is our product na mabilin dito sa eskwelahan o i-present na sa eskwelahan when it comes to, I don't know, when it comes to accreditation, if there's a visitor or na ay nag-visit gikan sa CHED just to check if naabay na ba sila gibuhat, no? Nabay gibuhat ng mga research or nabay mga improvement or progress when it comes to their department or whatsoever, di ba? Inana. That is also the school products. Promote health and prolong life. Ba? Sa connection ano ma. This is a general purpose of research in any fields of life, di ba? In any fields sa toang career, sa toang path. When it comes to medical field, di ba? Sa medical field, you have to research, you have to conduct research. Same diri sa toang panahon karon pandemic, no? So a lot of scientists, doctors, and other medical practitioners conduct research in order for them to create a vaccine that has or that serves as our immunity boosters, no, for us to fight against COVID, ba, coronavirus. Ba na research gyapon siya in order for us to promote ang health, mas ma-boost ang ato ang immune system, di ba? Kung matakdan man lang ta, kung dapuan ta og virus simbako lang, at least dili mild, right? At least dili mild, at least dili siya grabe, mild lang siya. Sorry for that, di ba? Makaya ra nato, mura na lang siya flu, dili kita ingon nga kinahanglan kita dalaon sa ospital kay grabe na gid datong kuan, di ba? And because of that, it prolongs life. It preserves life. Diba? So, daggan kaayog purpose ang vaccination. And that is because of the research of the medical practitioners. Diba? The medical inventors, the scientists. Diba? Wala siya. Provide man with more of his needs more and better food, clothing, shelter, and etc. So aside from the basic needs of a human being, the food, the clothing, the shelter, the education, and whatsoever, no, we have this certain thing inside of us that mura ganig kulang probability sa tua. That is why moingon ka nga magmuni-muni sa ako pangitaon sa akong sarili. So adto ka sa laing lugar, adto ka sa bisan asa, mag-sightseeing ka because there's something in you na murag missing, di ba? Nya kapag makita na nimo, then there is the satisfaction, di ba? So ina gyapon siya, research gyapon siya, di ba? Bisan soul searching lang. Diba? Research gyapon na, you are searching for yourself. Di ba? You are researching what is the missing piece of yourself. May inana siya ba? So aside from that, sa mga academies, they have this certain drive wherein they must continue to learn even if they have so much na nga natun-an, no? Bisan pagtaas na kay na ilang prefix and suffix ng pangalan, no? Pero feeling nila murag there's something more, I need more, di ba? Murag uhaw sila sa knowledge ba? So that is mo na meaning sa number 14. Diba? Because somehow, no, in certain parts sa atong life, diba? Bation man tag inana. We have to search something in order for us to find ourselves, to find our purpose in life. And inana siya. And to mail work, travel, and communication faster, easier, and more comfortable. So just like for example sa telephone, 'di ba sa una telegram lang sa una. Maghatag kag mensahe sa imong loved one or sa imong boss kay na-assign ka sa layong dapit. It takes months in order for your boss na mabasa niya ang imong message. But because of continuous research, 'di ba, and invention, 'di ba, mas napadali atong trabaho sa atong workplace or trabaho sa atong balay, mas mapadali ang atong pag-travel, mas napadali atong communication samot na karon na pandemic because of this high technology, diba? So makakandak ta og classes even if nata sa atong kanya-kanyang mga balay. So you see, daghan kay siya og purpose ang research. So how do you characterize a good research? So paano mo ba nakaka-characterize or paano mo masasabing good research ito? First, research gathers new knowledge or data from primary or first-hand sources. When you say primary or first-hand sources, yung ikaw mismo ang nag-research niyan. Ikaw mismo ang nag-conduct ng investigation, nag-conduct ng survey, nag-conduct ng interview, ikaw mismo ang gumawa ng tally sa result nyo. Ikaw mismo ang gumawa ng questionnaire ninyo or ng survey ninyo. Yun yung first-hand sources. Ikaw mismo pumunta doon sa mismong respondents ninyo in order for you to get data, to get information. Research places emphasis upon the discovery of general principles. Research is expert, systematic, or accurate investigation. Data are gathered, recorded, and analyzed with as much accuracy as possible. Research is logical and objective, applying every possible test to verify the data collected and the procedures employed. But research is logical and objective. Never siya naging subjective. Unless kung imong research is about this certain person. Diba? But if your study or if your research is about something in general, no, for that matter, then you must be objective. You must be logical. Research endeavors to organize data in quantitative terms. When you say quantitative number, okay, kasagaran ani mo ning kana magkandak ka og surveys, ba kandak kag mga questionnaire unsay mga answers nila dito imo tong itali, di ba? Pag non-quantitative naman, yun yung qualitative, right? This is that time na magkandak kag interview in order for you to get information to your respondents. So you are looking for the quality of your result. Now, if possible, and express them as numerical measures. That is why meron tayong statistician, meron din tayong grammarian, di ba? Because sila yung nag-check sa grammars natin kung correct ba to. Ang statistician naman, sila naman ang nagko-compute based sa tinali natin na result during pag-conduct natin ng interview or ng survey. So, research requires courage. Okay? You have to be courageous enough in order for you to conduct research. Dili pwede nga ang imong excitement o ang imong kagustuhan and willingness to do the research is just a spark lang. Na right after mawala na tong spark, mawala na po nimong excitement, dili na po na nimo buhaton, dili mo tiwason nimong research. And yan, ang ending, wala, nakatiwangwang lang imong research, wala na human. Useless lang. Diba? And You don't have to hurry things. No? As much as possible, do as slowly as you can. No? Not as slow naman na maabtan kasi muhang deadline, di ba? But I mean, dili nimo kinahanglan dalion ang pagconduct of research because it takes time. Dili nimo siya mahuman within a week. Dili mo siya mahuman within a month. It takes time. It has a long process. It is a long process. Research is carefully recorded and reported. And that is correct. Carefully recorded in terms that right after magkandak og interview, magkandak mo survey, nagatali mo dayon sa result sa inyong pagkandak sa sa survey or interview, diba, sa inyong respondents. Now, right after doing that research, kapag humana na nimong chapter 1 to chapter 4, or nahuman na gini mo research, that is the time that you will report your research to your advisor or to your superior. And for your case, to the panel. Research gathers new knowledge or data from primary or first-hand sources. Research places emphasis upon the discovery of general principles. Research is expert, systematic, and accurate investigation. Data are gathered, recorded, and analyzed with as much accuracy as possible. Research is logical and objective, applying every possible test to verify the data collected and the procedures employed. So, pabalik-balik lang tayo. Right? So, that is the research. So, bakit pabalik-balik siya? Because it is a cycle. The process is a cycle. Kapag tapos ka na sa number 1, proceed to next step. Then, proceed to the next step na naman. Tapos, proceed to the next step until na matapos mo yung research mo. Then, right after you're done, back to step 1 ka na naman. Why? Because you're going to be criticized by your superior or by your panel. Diba? Sa research na ginawa mo. So, back to square 1 ka na naman. Back to the beginning. So, explain to your panel, to your superior, what is the problem? This is your title. Why this is your title? Why you decided to choose this title? Diba? So, in short, this is the characteristics of research. Systematic, controlled, empirical, analytical, objective, employs hypothesis, employs quantitative or statistical methods, original work done by an expert, but in our case, we are not an expert because mo pa'y paghuman na to sa to ang kurso, di ba? So, that is why thesis, schoolwork, nabilong ta sa schoolwork or educational research. Accurate investigation, observation, and description. Patient and unhurried activity. So just like what I said earlier, no, you must not hurry things up. Kasi walang magandang result na nangyayari o nakukuha kapag binibilisan mo yung proseso. No, requires an effort-making capacity. Kaya nga yung ibang schools, 'di ba? They decided to conduct thesis in groups. 'Di ba? Yung ibang schools naman, individual yung thesis nila. Diba? It depends upon the strength and the capacity of the students or of the researcher, and requires courage. So, research classification. So, how are research classified? First, according to purpose. So, what is the purpose? Predictive or prognostic research. Okay? Directive research determines an illuminative research. Okay? Predictive or prognostic research has the purpose of determining the future operation of the variables under investigation and with the aim of controlling and redirecting such for the better. Diba? So that is the purpose. Ano yung purpose mo? Ano yung purpose ng research mo? Then the next is the goal. No? Basic or pure research, is that a basic or pure research or an applied research? Meaning, may gumawa na ng research mo, all you have all you need to do is to verify if correct pa rin ba or inline pa rin ba yung research niya sa result nowadays sa research mo or what. Diba? Levels of investigation, we have explanatory research wherein you need to explain the result of your research. But descriptive research, you have to describe. And experimental research, you have to or you want to discover something. No? Yan yun. Type of analysis, analytic approach or holistic approach. Scope, action research. Meaning, hanggang saan yung saklaw ng research mo. Yun yun. Choice of answers to problems. We have evaluation research, and we have developmental research. Statistical content, the quantitative or statistical research and the non-quantitative research, or ang other term ng non-quantitative research is the qualitative, meaning the quality of your research, of the result of your research. And time element. What is the timetable of this study? Kung yung study or kung yung research mo ba is napapanahon, meaning you are conducting research during present times, or you are conducting research for the sake of future purposes, or for the sake to understand what is the history of your research. Diba? Pwedeng ganyan. So what should the scientific method of research be followed? So first, we have determining the problem. When you say determining, recognizing the problem, you must know by heart and by mind and also by soul what is the problem of your research. Because if you decided to choose this specific title and you cannot answer the question na what is the problem of your research, then there is definitely a problem with you. Meaning, kinsa na nagbuhat aning title, why you cannot realize the problem of your research? Because kung inana man lang, then we are 100% sure na wala ka kabalo kung unsay mo ginabuhat. Wala ka kabalo what is the next step. Diba? So, nag-research pa man ka? Diba? Forming a hypothesis. When you say hypothesis, no, naririnig nyo to during high school. The word hypothesis, or even grade 5 or grade 6 sa unang panahon. When you say hypothesis, it is a scientific guess. Scientific guess. Okay? It is a scientific guess or haka-haka sa Tagalog. Diba? Muna bag scientificong hula. No? Nanghuhula ka sa anong resulta nito. Forming a hypothesis. You are scientifically guessing the result of your research, of your study. Kaya nga, kung whatever hypothesis yung nabuo mo, no, prove to yourself na tama or mali yung hypothesis mo. No? But make sure nga na if ever man lang na yung hypothesis mo, same sa study natin, na palaging negative, no, taliwas sa result na gusto nating i-prove, no, make sure that your hypothesis is wrong. Okay? Doing the library research. This is the time where you look for any relative literature to support your research. Designing the study. Diba? You must design your study. How? By, ilatag mo yung plan mo. Ano yung gagamitin mong instrument in order for you to collect data. So that is the number 5 scientific method. Developing the instruments for collecting data. Then after, that is the time you collect the data. And right after collecting the data, you analyze the data. Determining implications and conclusions from the findings. No, ito na yung dito na pumapasok si chapter 4. Diba? Kasi si chapter 3, doon yung doon yung statistics. Diba? Doon yung nakalagay yung yung pag-conduct nyo ng interview or pag-conduct nyo ng survey sa respondents nyo. That is where the collecting the data resides. Diba? And making recommendations for further research. That is the chapter 4 and the last chapter of our research. Diba? Because I don't know if sa ibang schools, meron pa ba silang chapter 5, chapter 6? But all I know is we only have 4 parts, the chapter 1, 2, 3, and 4. Diba? Now, steps in making research. First, the selection of research topic. This is the time where you must create series of, or not series, a lot of titles. No? Now, when you make this title, you must create a subtitle in order for you to, murag himay-himayon mo siya ba? In order for you to determine what is the problem or the main problem of your title nga gibuhat. Tapos kapag naka-decide ka on what research topic ang imuhang buhaton, diha na mo pasok tong si title defense. Okay, of course, dili busugot si advisor nga mo jump ka diretso sa chapter 1 no mo jump ka diretso research nga wala pa man din aprubahan ang imong title. Diba? So the next is the decision of on a hypothesis. No, this is the time you create your hypothesis. The decision on how the variables can be used for data. So how are you going to do that? No, this is the time you decide what is your method in conducting or collecting data. Qualitative ba or quantitative? The decision on the research methodology where, when, and how data are to be collected and organized. That is the design. Design of your research. Here is where you explain kung saan mo, kailan mo, at paano mo ikakandak yung research mo o yung pag-collect mo ng data. This is where you explain that in this part we decided to use blah 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 and we are going to conduct an interview to our respondents in blah blah blah. Ba? Yun. And statistical analysis. No, kapag nag-gather mo na lang muna ang lahat ng data na nakuha mo by interviewing or conducting survey on your respondents, that is the time na magtali ka na sa result ng survey mo or yung interview mo. So, dito na yung mga calculations ni statistician. So, we need to look for a statistician because hindi naman tayo magaling sa math. Diba? And And si statistician na ang bahala mag-interpret niyan. Diba? Because there's no worry regarding to that interpretation because the interpretation is very much self-explanatory na upon reading the interpretation on the statistical analysis, no, makikita mo talaga, no, you will understand and you will see kung saan tutungo or saan papunta yung research mo, kung ano yung resulta ng research mo. And the last is the presentation. That is the time that you present your entire research, the chapter 1, 2, 3, 4 sa panel ninyo. Now, principles on the scientific method. Rigid control. You must have the control. You must be disciplined. No? Disciplined enough to conduct research. Disciplined enough to follow the scientific methods, the step-by-step process. Objectivity. You must focus on your goal, on your objectives, not on the people, not to the members, or not to the respondents. Focus on your goal, focus on your objective. In order for you na di ka musimang sa imuhang path. Diba? Systematic organization. You must be organized systematically. Dapat meron kang sistema na sinusunod in order for you to be organized para hindi magulo yung pagkandak mo ng research. Hindi pwede nga ay magkandak ko og kuan nya para kay di man ko sure kung qualitative or quantitative ako ikandak kay mo kasabot ani sa research, di ba? Magkandak lang akong duha, di ba? Pwede ba dahil na, di ba? You are unsure of your study. And rigorous standards. We have a strict standards to follow. So, how is a problem known to be a research problem? So, na-explain ko na to kanina. Diba? Na-explain ko na to kanina actually kung nakikinig kayo. So, first, any significant, perplexing, and challenging situation, real or artificial, the solution of which requires reflective thinking. When you say reflective thinking, hindi ka pwede na gagawa ka lang ng title without thinking it through, no? Without any reflection on the title. Na buhat lang kuan kay ganahan mo kuan eh. So, what's next? Now, pangutan-on ka nga why did you choose this title? What is the problem of this title? Alam mo, bago nimo nga wala lang sir, ganahan lang ko. Wala lang ma'am, ganahan lang ko. Di naman na pwede. Diba? You must defend your title. No, sir, ma'am, I decided to choose this title because I see that as a fourth-year criminology student, but I also experienced this problem firsthand. So, in my stay here in school for 4 years, no, I am here for every day, no, I am still experiencing this problem, diba, every day, nga even abot ang 4th year, diba, naagyapon ni siya, the problem still exists. So that is why I decided to conduct this, I decided to choose this title in order for me to know what is the root cause of the problem, and in order for me to identify what is the possible or the potential solution of this problem in order for this problem to be addressed. Diba? Wala. So that's sir, ma'am, that for the next generation of criminology students, they won't be experiencing the same problem anymore. So ina na, you must defend your title. Dapat da kay naiunod imong title kumbaga. Diba? Dili lang pwedeng pretty lang ta, pugi-pugi lang ta. Maganda lang yung ambag, diba? A perplexing situation after it has been translated into a question or series of questions that help determine the direction of subsequent inquiry. So just like what explained earlier. Actually, na-explain ko na to lahat. No? So what are the three major research methods? First, we have the historical research. Next, the descriptive research. And the experimental research. What is the historical research? It describes what was, meaning humana, past tense, was. Ano yung nangyari? Diba? Yung mga archaeologists, they conduct research on what was happened 30 years ago, 3 centuries ago, 3,000 years ago here on Earth. That is why the kind of research that they are doing is the historical research. They are telling us, explaining us, describing us the what was the life 3,000 years ago, 300,000 years ago, 30,000 years ago before Christ or after death, diba? Or pre-flood era, no? The Great Flood era. So they are giving us insights, diba? Ideas on what it was like during that era, during that year. Diba? That is the historical research. Now, ang descriptive research naman describes what is. No? Meaning it talks about or it focuses on the present day. No? Napapanahon. Its focus is during kung ano yung nangyayari ngayon. Yan yung descriptive research. Now, ang experimental research naman describes what will be in the future. Yan. Diba? Yung what will be, future tense. Present tense is what was. Past tense is present tense is what is. Ang past tense is what was. Right? So, when you say what will be, then wala pa siya nahitabo. They are predicting based on the research. But just like, for example, the NASA, they are researching the behavior of the sun. Diba? The behavior of the fire flashes coming from the sun, and it travels straight to our atmosphere. Diba? That is the cause of the aurora borealis. Diba? Yung northern lights. Yun. Diba? So they are conducting research about the behavior of the sun, and because they have predicted the capacity of gas coming from the sun, no, and the intensity of heat coming from the sun, no, meron na silang idea and what will happen in the future if ever man lang na mamatay si sun, mahurot ang gas ni sun, wala na siya fuel to give heat, to send light, to give light to the planets, to our universe. So what will happen? So that is the experimental research. Okay, so nasabtan ba? Klaro ba ang kalahian sa tulo? No, I need your answer. Yes? Yes, Astral? Judy? Lagang? Lovely? Kabaron? Yes? I need your answer. Because kung wala mo kasabot, then I'm going to discuss it again. Chat if okay. Okay, now let's go to experimental research. Since ito yung mas focus natin. So what are the other types and kinds of research are named according to the area or field of activity? So we have a lot, no? We have a lot actually. So, first we have the sociological, meaning it talks about the research in sociology in our society. We have the social, no, to the members of the society, social research, what is the behavior of people, no, based on their environment. Psychological research, ito din yung kinakandak ng mga psychologists in order for them to understand why criminality exists, why criminal behavior manifested in human beings, in different people, no? So, kung saan nanggagaling yung pagiging psychopathic niya, saan nanggagaling yung post-traumatic disorder niya, and many more. Anthropological, no? Ito yung nagkakandak ng research sa ating evolution, the evolution of man, no? Sa itsura itsura ng mga tao, or etc. Diba? Ang dami. Economics, diba? Um, the experts in economics conducts research in economic health, diba? In our country's economy, pabagsak na ba tayo, or we are on progress? Health, no, yung mga health and nursing, yung mga medical practitioners natin, they conduct continuous research in order for us to fight against this virus, this pandemic. The nurse are considered as our soldier in these times, di ba? Curriculum and educational, this is what we are doing right now. No, kita mga estudyante. No, we conduct thesis, research term paper for our school. No? In order for us to harness our researching or research skills and talents. And countless others. So, ang dami pang klaseng experimental research. So, what should the scientific method of research be followed? So, ano dapat ang sinusunod na mga method of research? First, the chapter 1. Okay? Sorry, hindi to chapter 5. Chapter 4 na siya. I mean, na siya chapter 5. Sorry. Wait that. First, the chapter 1, the problem and its setting. Okay? The problem and its setting. Dito ninyo i-explain kung bakit ito yung napili ninyong title. Ito yung napili ninyong ito yung napili ninyong problem because ito yung problema. Dito ninyong ilalahad-lahat. Okay? Ang chapter 2 naman is the related literature and studies. Then this is the time that you conduct research in libraries, in internet, in newspaper, and magazines. Some literatures coming from different authors, different persons that supports your study. Okay? It must be related to your study. Kaya nga related literature and studies, di ba? Now, ang chapter 3 naman is the methods of research and procedures. So this is the chapter where you explain your method of research. Kung qualitative or quantitative ba. So how are you going to do it? Dito na. Ang chapter 4 naman is the analysis, presentation, and interpretation of data. Okay, sorry, nakalimot ko og sulat diri sa ano. So anyway, let me edit this one. So there. So there. So chapter 4 is the analysis, presentation, and interpretation of data. Wherein, natapos nyo ng mag-conduct ng research, na research ng interview or ng survey, and here, dito napapasok si statistician, yung statistics nyo. Yung result ng pag-conduct nyo ng interview or ng survey sa mga respondents nyo. Again, when you say respondents, ito yung mga group of people na target ninyong kuhaan ng data. Ito yung tinatanungan ninyo, ito yung kinakandakan ninyo ng survey, okay? Ito yung ini-interview ninyo. Yun yung mga respondents, okay? So, ang chapter 5 naman is the summary, conclusions, and recommendation. Here, dahil sa nakita nyo na ang result ng pag-conduct nyo ng survey, no, na pag-gather ninyo ng data, so nakuha nyo na ang interpretation na sa result, di ba? So here you must have the summarization of the whole process of your study. Then the conclusion, what is your conclusion? What is the result? Your realization sa pag-conduct mo ng study, pag-conduct mo ng survey, pag-conduct mo ng interview with your respondents. And recommendation. Dito mo ilalagay yung mga possible solutions na maisa-suggest mo sa problema. Okay? Klaro ba? Klaro ba? Okay, now let's go to the last topic, which is the hypothesis. So when you say hypothesis, it is a statement of a relationship to be tested by proposition based upon observed phenomena or prior fact to be used for research. An assumption or estimate for guess or guess that is to be tested, a testable proposition. So that is ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo kanina, yung hypothesis. 'Di ba na-explain ko na 'to? So ito yung ibig sabihin ng hypothesis. It is a statement of relationship to be tested. No? A proposition based upon observed phenomena. 'Di ba? So during sa pag-conduct niyo ng scientific experiment, for example, no? 'Di ba? Meron kayong hypothesis dito. Kadalasan ang nilalagay o tinuturo ng mga teachers natin sa hypothesis is yung kabaliktaran ng result ng experiment natin. Same goes with our research because that will be our motivation either to prove that our hypothesis is correct or to prove that our hypothesis is wrong. 'Di ba? So, yun yung purpose ng hypothesis. Our motivation, our initial conclusion. No, para tayong nagja-jump into conclusion. Pero hindi pa natin sinasara yung possibility that this conclusion na nasa hypothesis is solid or final na. 'Di ba? Binubuo natin tong hypothesis na to habang nagkakandak tayo ng research. 'Di ba? Habang gumagawa pa tayo ng research. Hindi tayo nagkakandak na hypothesis before making or deciding the title or determining the problem. No, paano ka manghuhula kung hindi mo pa alam kung ano yung research mo. 'Di ba? So, yun yung hypothesis mo. Okay? So, thank you for listening. That is a very short discussion regarding criminological research. I hope nakatulong ako sa inyo when it comes to criminological research. And good luck to all of you and relax. Pray and trust yourself. Don't doubt yourself, okay? And don't overthink each question, okay? All you have to do is read and understand the question, okay? So, thank you for listening. Good night. Good night.